Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, YouTube. It's so nice to see you. It's great to be back after taking a short sabbatical while I got moved into my new digs. I'm your old pal, Dustin Brewer, your client success manager and brand manager for Zephyr Drone Simulator. With me, as always, the fabulous, the fantastic, the magnanimous, Bo Van Buren. Bo, hey, buddy.
Howdy.
It's good to see you.
Same. I do need you to, I guess, wiggle a little bit to your right, I think.
Okay. How's that?
That's good.
Hey, there we go. I'm in the frame. So, new setup, new digs. I am now a resident of Chelsea, that is just, I don't know, northish of the Boston Logan Airport. You can hear the planes. Have you ever seen a Lufthansa plane from underneath?
The Lufthansa,
Horrifying.
yeah, they're pretty crazy.
Gigantic.
Yeah.
Hey, Stu. Hey, Kyle. Welcome in, guys. Great to see you. Welcome. Also, welcome to our few new subscribers. We're now at 303. For those of you that don't know, I love palindromes so much. They tickle a part of my brain. Makes me very happy.
I went through a phase where I was into the band 303.
Ooh. See, I was at a phase where I like band 311 because amber is the color of your energy. Whoa. Let's not get DMCA'd. But anyway, the move was successful. I only got just a little bit of heat stroke. I can't stress enough to
He's
everybody
only mostly
listening.
dead.
Yeah, so, I mean, when the sweat shuts off and the cold.
Oh, wow.
Huh. Oh, no. Oh, there it goes. It freed up.
It says stream health is excellent.
Yeah, that's weird.
Or not.
There we go. I think we're caught up now. Yep. Weird. I think that was a YouTube issue. We're good. You know what? That's the joys of doing it live. You get us in our most raw format.
Excellent.
Yeah, no, we're back. Thanks, YouTube, for keeping it real. So today there's something important happening, and I think it's worth mentioning. I'm really excited about it, and this does have a lot more to do with me than anything else. But today I'm going to talk about our partners and how we work with our partners, what that means, how we assess stuff like that, and what that means for our clients, the people that adopt the sim and download it. I've got several news stories that have to do with some of our partners, some big shout outs to mention, some other things that we found while we were in Houston, and some of the stuff that we've been working on behind the scenes for the last couple weeks that I think's pretty exciting. Yeah, outside of that, that's what I've got for us today. Bo,
Sounds good. I look forward to listening.
Okay, well, hopefully not just listening. I don't want it to just be me and my face.
I know a decent amount about some of our partnerships, but a lot of them I am woefully ignorant of. But that's like I had no idea that like the list of our, what is the right word for it? Our cohorts? Is that the word that people use in this situation? Yeah. I had no idea the robustness of the amount of cohorts that we have. Yeah.
We do. I think being in business as long as we have, as far as Little Arm Studios and then by extension Zephyr Drone Simulator, some of those earlier partnerships, some of the earliest ones are still some of our strongest. Case in point, and case being the operative word, if you haven't checked out our wiki, highly recommend doing so. It's on our website, it's under resources. But within that wiki, you can find not only all the specs that you need to be able to operate the sim, all the updates to the sim as they come out, and then as we release those. But you can also find our case studies. We've done 2 really good ones. Our biggest footprints, of course, are in education and public safety. And within each of those sectors, we have a case study through Clemson University. Go Tigers. They are the Tigers, right? It's Tigers.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Lions, Tigers, Bears? No, Bears.
It's Tony the Tiger looking.
Totally. Yeah, it's because it's like orange and some purple. I love purple. I think it's great. But yeah, Clemson University. And I only say that as a consummate Razorback fan. Like, I have to get my digs in where I can. Just football. But and then Texas DPS for public safety. And those are two relationships that we've had for quite some time that continue to bear fruit because of the way we steward those relationships. And it's not just one person here at Zephyr that does this. It is a team effort. I can think of no better one than SDI and your relationship with everybody there, Bo. I mean, that's a huge relationship for us. It's one of our biggest adopters.
Shout out to all the homies at SDI.
Yeah, you guys are cute. We appreciate you very, very much. Sonora Desert Institute.
Looking forward to getting some delicious soup dumps.
Oh, can't wait. That is CUAV comes with its own trials and tribulations, but that end of show return to the soup dumplings.
Oh yeah.
It's such a great time. It's so well.
Oh, and baby stacks.
Baby
I could talk about. I hate Vegas. Sorry, Vegas, but I do enjoy.
No disrespect to anybody from Vegas.
That's like I said. I'm sorry, Vegas, but I do despise going there. But
yeah,
your food culture is real nice.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. What was the pizza place that we took everybody to?
Oh gosh,
Pizza Rock.
Yeah, well, that's in
Fremont,
the dirtier part of Vegas.
It's up there in dirty Vegas where I like to hang out. But again, circling back to shows like CUAV, when we do get an opportunity to see some of these, partners and folks that we work with, even cultivating new relationships or taking our relationships to the next level, like what we have started doing with folks like Pilot Institute or Carasoft, having these satellite websites that have our information where you can find us more easily because we have more information out there with press releases or updates, things of that nature. Big shout out to like UST Echo Blue. Like, they've done a ton for us in driving traffic. The Hawaiian restaurant that Bo suggests was my number one.
Yeah. Matiki Island Barbecue. If you're in Vegas, go get some ribs, man. The Colby short ribs.
Ooh,
divine.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, Matiki is almost like a kissing cousin to Big Kahuna in Clarksville, Tennessee.
If I lived there, I'd be so fat. Like,
oh man,
fatter.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta manage that. Fatter.
Whatever. You're taking such great steps in your own personal health, though. Getting it back in the gym. I think everybody that tunes in knows that you've had some, some rebuilding with your knee and your shoulder, and that you're back in the gym. You're, getting through your PT, almost done with that. Like, you've made some really great strides, man.
Your boys struggle busing, but we'll live.
Well, the thing about a struggle bus is it gets you where you're going, and then you can get off the bus. Partnerships. Another big one that I wanted to mention that has a lot to do with our news stories today is Vets to Drones. And the reason I bring this one up is where I spent the better half of the last 25 years was in Clarksville, Tennessee, which is just south of Fort Campbell Army Base, home of the 101st. And not being prior military and not having much family that was prior military other than my in-laws, my sister-in-law, her wife Savannah, and my father-in-law, all prior military, cousins, things of that nature. Being exposed to that culture and seeing how interwoven that is with the drone flight and drone job path, it has been really amazing. And then we have the unique opportunity to work with a group called Vets to Drones. And when you're not part of that community as a primary person and you're kind of on the outskirts of it, anytime that you get an opportunity to be welcomed in and to work with those groups, it is such an honor. It's a huge honor. It's so cool to be part of that sphere and to help offer services to the people who really deserve it. I think more so than most. I think there's always more that we could do for our veterans. I feel like that is an area of improvement that we as a society could focus on quite a bit. There's a huge billboard up by Fenway Park that just since 9/11, there's been 150,000 veteran suicides. I think mental health, job protections, opening up areas of opportunity and hope for this group is huge. And the fact that we get to participate in something that directly affects that and hopefully helps to reduce that number means the world to all of us here at Zephyr. So, without further ado, let's get to the news. Nope, that's about the where are we? Okay, so first things first. First things first, I'm the realist. There is a really cool thing happening in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
That's impossible. Nothing cool happens in Tulsa.
We have family from Tulsa, and I grew up right next to Tulsa. But the fact that they are building a huge plant there to help with essentially jobs, 1,000 new drone jobs going into Tulsa for Ireland's Mana Air delivery. They chose Tulsa because of its, centrally located.
Okay.
Tulsa does, weirdly enough, have like a little bit of a cultural movement going on.
Still pretty far from Ireland.
Far from Ireland, but I understand, especially outside looking in, it's a big reason why Fort Smith was chosen for like its airport, why Dolly Parton was going to put Middle America like a Dollywood there, just because it's so centrally located. It's where 40 goes through there. A lot of traffic, but Mana, the company out of Ireland, is essentially doing air delivery, and this is also a very flat area of the U.S. You can stand on a tuna can and see the Rocky Mountains. Go try it out yourself. It's fun.
That would mean I'd have to be in Tulsa.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
No offense, Tulsa. I'm throwing shots at cities here.
Little offense. I grew up near there. I feel like I have a little bit of a right to pick bones.
To be fair, I've never been, so maybe it's wonderful.
There was a place and it burned down. This is how much it sucks. There was a place called Joe Mama's that had some of the best pizza I've ever had. It was actually on Food Network is where I saw it. And it's one of the first places that I tried habanero and wasabi on a pizza.
Hopefully not from Triple D.
He doesn't eat food.
I think was I the one who sent you the conspiracy theory?
I think we sent it to each other about the same time that he doesn't actually swallow food.
Chipmunks.
Yeah, look.
If anything.
I don't make the rules. Anyway, so it's really cool though to see development in this area. 1,000 new drone jobs going into the Tulsa area. Again, this is part of their new innovation ecosystem with their world-class drone building. They're trying to turn this into a new tech hub that's in conjunction with Fayetteville, Arkansas. That's had a lot of money pumped into it by the Walmart Corporation. So trying to make like a little, I wouldn't call it Silicon Valley, more of a silicone flat plain. But really cool to see that.
I mean, technically it is a valley. They are in between the Rockies and the Appalachians.
Well, and Ozarks too. Sure. We'll call it a silicone gulf. It's the Gulf of Silicon.
That's awful.
It's the Gulf of America.
I don't like that.
We found it. We found the Gulf of America, Bo. That's it. It's in Tulsa. Mana has logged nearly 380,000 global deliveries.
That's impressive.
Operations. That's kind of some truth to power there. Like they're really doing some neat stuff. So it's neat to...
There was a US company that was doing drone delivery too that we had talked to for a little while. I think they're called Drone Up.
Drone Up sounds familiar.
Is it Drone Up? I'm gonna look it up real quick. Continue.
Okay. While you're looking that up, the other story that I have, and then I'll get back to the vets to drone stuff. This one was interesting. This is from our friends at the Drone Girl. Absolutely love you guys. Thank you so much. Sally French for the byline. We all are very familiar with Part 107 and then the upcoming Part 108, restrictions in airspace. What animal do you think has huge implications? What animal do you think has huge implications on airspace restrictions for drones?
It was Drone Up.
Oh, good enough.
What animal?
What animal? What animal do you think? And chat, feel free to...
It's got to be a bird of prey, right? Like a hawk?
It is not a bird. Stu said they've recently found the replacement for silicon, so we may have a new element to use for the next valley. Okay.
So not a bird. So that means it's probably a bug.
Not a bug. Not a bird, not a bug. It does not fly.
So I don't know, man.
I'll give you a hint. They're related to Smokey.
Raccoons?
That's Rocky. Rocky Raccoon. Smokey's a bear.
I'm aware he's a bear, but you said they're related to him, so I was like, related to a bear, but not a bear.
But it's more just Smokey, the actual Smokey the...
So grizzlies?
The grizzly bear. This is actually polar bears.
Interesting.
Polar bears come with a surprising amount of restrictions in order to operate around them. BP America Production Company, British Petroleum, as we all know.
So we're sorry, people?
We're sorry. Yeah. They had to get special requests from federal government to fly around Alaska's North Slope from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service in order to do some land surveying. And the reason that there were so many extra restrictions on that wasn't for any other form of conservation, which there should be a ton, but this is because of polar bears.
So it wasn't one of those weird things where it's like illegal to look at a moose out of the window in like Wisconsin or something?
What?
Well, it's illegal. It's illegal to look out of a window of a plane at a moose.
Okay,
I
believe you. There was no point at I would have guessed the next word that was going to come out of your mouth in that sentence. I could have never guessed. I thought my trivia was hard. That was impossible.
Well, fun little fact for people who are into animals: hawks are actually closer related to parrots than they are any other bird of prey. There you go.
Wah, 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 wah. The more you know.
That's a bird. That's a bird fact.
That's a bird fact.
Those bird fact of the day. There you go.
The only thing better than a bird fact, in my opinion, is a rock fact.
A rock is a type of bird. Haha.
Oh, that's true.
Anyway.
Okay. Anyway, so I thought that was really interesting, though, that they had to jump through all these extra hoops.
That is pretty interesting. Well, yeah. So like I remember I went to a conversation summit. Can you imagine? I went to a conservation summit at Reveille Peak Ranch in Texas. I think it was like 2 years ago, and they were talking about how to properly fly a quadcopter around giraffes. It is a whole thing because apparently, due to their like some kind of like something to do with like the way that they hear, kind of like how dogs hear things that we can't hear.
Sure.
Apparently, they cause a lot of disruption for giraffe. Like, I don't know, man. Like I said, I wish I'll see if I could find the information on that again for another stream that we do. But it's pretty interesting stuff, and like I really love the fact that they can use like that conservation is just one of the other many fields that drones have been able to dip their toe in, and like
absolutely, and I love that as a conservation.
Well, I mean, I think Steve would be proud.
I think Steve. You know what though? You know who's really doing Steve proud?
Robert,
and Bendy both.
Yeah.
What an amazing job they did on those kids. Like, yep. Wow.
Well, I mean, I actually it's the only Funko Pop I own is a limited edition Steve Irwin Funko Pop.
That's adorable. I love that. Stu said Molly Bendham Sulfide Valley doesn't roll as easily. Yeah, and we can't short it to Molly. That's already taken. So we'll have to find something.
I would say we could just call it MS Valley, but then Bill Gates would get it. Never mind.
And then if you say MSV,
I'm not gonna go with that.
No, we can't.
I'm gonna stop.
You know what? I would watch a sitcom with Yogi as like a relative to Smokey, where they like drop in on each other. Your brother also said Yogi. As
gotta be like a Hanna-Barbera throwdown.
Oh, I like that. So anyway, the Marine Mammal Protection Act of 1972, which governs vehicles around whales, seals, sea lions, and other marine mammals, has a minimum altitude, especially in the Arctic tundra area.
Okay.
But this was really built for biplanes. And then the EPA and other groups
that's because drones count as vehicles.
Exactly. This goes back to these are aircraft.
Yeah.
So they have to stay above.
Yeah, aircraft is the right word. Vehicle's not the right word. Vehicle implies transportation of people, which we haven't done yet.
Unmanned. Not yet. Not yet. That's a payload and a half. Okay. So getting to what I was talking about before with Vets to Drones. Again, this is an incredible organization. Tony, our contact there, has done so much to help with their footprint and bringing new offerings to them and the folks that are associated with it. Vets to Drones is no small community. The 15,000 veterans that they have the opportunity to help. Their goal is to get to 50,000 by 2030. And we are going to help them do that. Chris, let's see here. Not Chris. Who am I talking about? Tony. You can tell by talking to these guys that their passion is.
Yeah, I've only had one conversation, premium. I think, with Vets to Drones when I sat in on that meeting between y'all. Great group of guys.
Yeah, absolutely. They've pushed 2,500 participants through Part 107 so far, just since January of 25. Like, that's impressive.
Yep, pretty much.
Really impressive. And the fact that they have access to what we're doing as far as the sim and seeing that grow with pilot preparedness is incredible, because anything that we can do to help give these veterans a leg up in their hunt for a job and stability after processing out of the military, we are all for that. That is so important. So really cool to see them do that. Lucid Bots was also doing something similar. They have offered up a $75,000 drone business, and they are participating with Vets to Drones to start essentially a hiring pipeline. So really cool. Lucid Bot's a drone maker. They're essentially recruiting these guys first. I think that is just so freaking cool. Yep. Their big claim to fame is the Sherpa. It's the hexacopter. It's hard for me to say.
So it's a six rotor
power washer. It's like it's made to do power washing. It is a tethered because it has
water
and soap and stuff.
I always wondered about that. Like, how much pressure could they actually run through that without pushing the drone backwards?
I'm curious as well. I think it'd be worth a reach out to them and just to see what do those mechanics do and what does it do to the flight mechanics?
Yeah, like Christian was talking to me about a buddy of his that does international drone power washing. Like, he goes out and like flies the drone up to clean like skyscrapers and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty interesting stuff. but
well,
I never really was just like, I wonder, do you have to like steer forward? Like, do you have to like pitch forward and then like spray while that, and then it like counteracts so that it stays still, or like
surely. I mean, just
the
thinking
mechanics
about
of
how,
the mechanics of it hurt my brain.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the object's going to stay in motion until it's acted on, so you would have to have a counter to that. That would just make sense to me. But according to a PR Newswire report, the number in the announcement is essentially $100,000 or more in a veteran's first 120 days in utilizing this and starting a business power washing using one of these drones. They said by the numbers, the average commercial job brings about $14,000. Operators who run 10 or more jobs a year average around $200,000 in revenue. Most earn the machine back within the first 6 months. So essentially, it's like a lease to own kind of thing.
Yep.
That's pretty incredible. What a great way to help fast track these guys into like actual paying jobs.
Agreed. That's awesome.
Yeah,
a lot of people talk about doing it, or a lot of people talk about doing instead of just doing, which I feel like Vets to Drones just does.
Oh, and this kind of goes back into my old job with SBA. It's Veterans Advantage terms waive the upfront guarantee fee on SBA Express loans up to $500,000 for a business that's at least 51% veteran, and they cut the fee on the larger loans. So essentially, you could have the government pay for your drone, your training, and everything else, and then make that back within 6 months while actually getting to work. Like, that's really cool.
Not bad.
So we will we're gonna attach this to the post here before long, because I think this is really valuable information to share. I'm gonna also share it around the camp for just us in particular. Moving into that same thought track, this comes to us back from the drone girl again, Sally French. Drone discounts for veterans, plus training perks, career fast tracks, and free theme park drone shows for current and active military. So this is just kind of a list off of different things that are available to veterans, and especially with Vets to Drones being that pipeline. Again, having stuff like the LiDAR mapping, precision inspection, the training stuff like what we offer, big discounts on other training software and licenses. Make sure that you have your DD-214 and a VA Health ID card to make sure you get all these qualifications, or getting admissions into theme parks like SeaWorld or Busch Gardens for their drone shows. They had a really neat drone show here in Boston for the Boston Pops 250. That was cool.
Boston Pops 250.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and apparently there is a military exchange DJI loophole. This is interesting. Apparently they are offering several popular consumer DJI models, like the Mini and the Air series.
Well, the Mini's very popular. I do know that.
Hugely popular. And at the exchange, or the PX, you get it 100% tax-free. So, something to keep in mind there. That's pretty interesting. So, if you're a veteran, I highly, highly recommend getting to know the guys at Vets to Drones. Make sure that you're able to squeeze every bit of juice that you can out of what is available to you, because you not only have earned it, but you deserve it. Like, you deserve to have every perk offered to you.
Yeah, and we'll include a link in the description.
Absolutely. We get to work some with military, but getting to work with groups like Vets to Drones is absolutely huge.
Yep. Speaking of groups that we work with, the Smart Community STEM Camp will be going on the week after next. So I'll be attending that with Mr. Syme from our dev side of the team, helping high school kids learn what drones can do for them. They do.
Yeah, tell me about that a little bit more. Like, what are some of the past experiences you've had?
So, I always talk about on the show how I feel like I'm a good pilot until I go to this camp, because I'm decent at flying, but these kids often do better and much faster over the course of a week. We usually pick a specific scenario for them to fly for their testing and stuff like that. Like at the end of the camp, they do an award show called the Top Gun. Very cool. Apropos.
Right.
But generally speaking, when we go to do it, we have they're graded on performance in physical flight, simulator flight, and then they used to have a esports side of things for it as well to kind of help with keeping engagement. So generally speaking, because not everybody's into the NIST side of drone stuff or anything like that, but we try and do a good job of teaching them that like the application for drones can be anything. And we've had Ime. We've had Ime come and speak to the kids before about how he uses drones and his cinematography and showing sides of different parts of Africa that don't usually get the spotlight. You've got people that talk to the kids from different police forces, and we have some military people, and we had a lady last year come in and talk to them about aerospace design and stuff like that as well. So it's all very, very big brainy stuff. A lot different than the summer camps I went to as a kid.
Sure. Right.
But we have a good time at the camps. Kyle is a big fan of the summer camp. I know that he's going to try and come down for one day, I think, this time. And he's going to be talking to the kids about potentially, what it's like to start your own business, and how those kind of things work. Outside of the some of the more practical aspects of things that we've learned by trying and being beaten up.
Sure. Absolutely.
But no, it's a great time. But they go from flying to five I've seen one of the kids last year went from flying a module from his best time was 5 minutes the first couple of days, and he got down to 2 minutes over the course of just 5 days. And they only attend the class they do maybe 2 hours a day. It's 45 minutes rotations. But they do it twice, once in the morning and once in the evening. So you've got an hour and 30 minutes total per day of the week that we're there, and they get that much off their time. It's insane.
That's incredible.
Yep. Super cool.
Incredible. That's so cool. I'm excited to see pictures from that and learn more. Yeah,
well,
that's going to be a cool thing to participate in.
Big shout out to George Hinckley and Nathan Seckinger, who do the Nate, they are smart community STEM.
Right.
As well as the volunteers that come and work for it. Chris Sadler comes out and helps run the camp from an organizational standpoint, as well as running the NIST stuff and organizing all that.
Nice.
I'm excited to update when I get back, actually.
Yeah. And that's in 2 weeks?
Yeah, so that's the week of the 21st, I believe.
Okay. That sounds right, because I know the following week we have a very special guest.
The 20th to the 24th is when I'll be out there for that.
Nice. That'll be fun. I'm excited for some updates then. So, yeah, speaking of scheduling items, we'll have the STEM camp coming up in a couple weeks. We will have a very special guest on the 30th. I'm not going to announce it just yet. Hammering out all the final details and making sure they have run of the show, but I think you're going to be pretty excited. We interact with them a lot on our LinkedIn. If you're not following our LinkedIn, I highly recommend that you do so. That's a great place to get pretty quick updates from us on what's going on. We post on there about every other day. Definitely want to check that out, but I think people are going to be excited for that one. That's going to be a fun one. It'll be a brand new guest. So make sure you tune in on that one, and tune in every Thursday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, right here on YouTube. We will have some other fun updates coming up, some cool stuff happening with the sim. We'll do a little bit of flying next time, but we had a whole lot of news to cover, and I feel like talking about veteran programs and how those are relating to the industry right now, super important. So yeah, that's all we've got time for this week. I'm excited to give more updates next time. Make sure you're following us on socials. The legacies are fine, but here and LinkedIn, make sure you're sharing it any chance that you get. We greatly appreciate it. The more eyes, the better. Stop by the website, check out what's new. Make sure if you've got questions for us, fire away. If you think there's a program or a group or a school or whatever that could benefit from our simulator and the training that goes into it and the learning management system, let us know. We're always happy to reach out. Thank you again to our partners like Vets to Drones, Carasoft, UAV Coach, USI, SDI, of course, Clemson, and I'm sure there's a bunch that Pilot Institute, and I'm sure there's others that we're forgetting because we're very fortunate to have so many great partners. But thanks for letting us do what we do. Thanks for tuning in. Bo, any parting thoughts?
Be kind to each other, and we'll catch you next week.
Yep. We'll see you soon. Take care of each other. Bye for now.